It's been a long time coming from the SC, South Carolina, baby. Sometimes it feels like the world is against me, 'cause I'm coming from SC, from heartache and pain, struggle and strain, trying to maintain for the SC. So mama, don't worry, I'ma make my dreams happen.
Did you know one of the most important rules of being a good nail technician is never touch any nail enhancement product to the skin, the client's or yours. Consider wearing vinyl or latex-free gloves when working with nail products. Hi guys, welcome back to the Nail Genie SC. How are you? I hope you are well and your family is doing well. Do me a favor, if you don't mind, if this is your first time visiting the channel, consider subscribing. And if you've been here with me for a while, go ahead and hit that like button for me, guys. That helps out the channel a great deal. So, I know you all like, where have you been? Okay, so I have not been gone that long, but it feels like forever. But we'll get into that later. So, in today's video, I want to discuss bits. Now, one of my subscribers, this is a subscriber request video. One of my subscribers, I believe it was Pint Size Power, she asked if I didn't mind would I discuss bits and what they are used for. So I'm going to get out all of my bits, and then we're going to get into talking about what they are used for. So I'm going to read a few things off from my ladies training manual for you guys. So, choosing the proper bit for each service. Electric file bits come in a variety of shapes, sizes, and styles. The sheer number of bits that are available can be confusing when you are trying to select the right one for a particular service. Knowing which bit to use will ensure the client's safety as well as save you time and money. An electric file should run smoothly without excessive vibration. Wobbling or bent bits can harm the electric file. It can cause damage to the client's nails and may cause the nail professional to develop cumulative trauma disorder, which is called CTD. Alright? So we are going to discuss all the different type bits that I have and just different bits in general and their uses. Okay? So guys, I'm just pulling out all of the different bits. Now, I've recorded these videos way before I went on my hiatus, so I'm going to try to follow along and make sure I'm giving you guys the correct information. So this first set of bits we're going to look at is what they call diamond bits. Now, these bits, what we normally say when we see these type of bits, these are bits that we use for cuticle work, okay? So, diamond bits, guys, are great use for doing cuticle cleanup. So, a diamond bits are made from both natural and synthetic diamond particles that are adhered to the metal surface of the bit. Diamond bits chip the surface of products when filing and can be used in a back and forth motion. Grits range from extra fine to coarse. However, the most commonly used grit is medium. Diamond bits vary in size, shape, quality, and price. Higher quality diamond bits last longer and give a best result than cheaper, lesser quality bits, which saves both time and money. So this bit right here, guys, is a diamond bit, and it's it can be used on the natural nail plate, or it can be used on enhancements in the cuticle area. But what those bits do for you is it helps when you're using it on your natural nails. It helps lift that old dead cuticle tissue off of the nail plate. And it allows you, some of the ones that are shaped like a cone or a little bit pointy, it allows you to get a little bit, near that epinicium. Now, you don't want to tug and push that bit underneath that eponychium. No. You just want to go along the side walls and go along the cuticle area, which is called the eponychium area. Now, all cuticle is not bad, guys. Cuticle is really good for you. Having a little bit of cuticle left on your natural nail is good for you. I know. We talk about, oh, you got to get all of that off. But, you know, in the United States, if you've been following me for a long while, doing any type of Russian manicure or cutting, and cutting is a bad word for nail technicians. Any tissue away from your skin can cause harmful damage to your nails. So be aware of what's good and what's not so good, right? So you want to remove the stuff that's on the natural nail plate so it does not cause lifting to your enhancement or your gel or anything you're using on your nail. All right, so this bit here, guys, I love it. We're going to get into what they call, well, this is still a diamond bit, but this bit is like a French cut kind of type bit. You can either cut French nail designs with it, or what I like to use it for is really getting down into them side walls and along that cuticle area. It really, especially the sidewall cleaning. That sidewall cleaning for me is helpful because that's where I have my most problems at. So if you having a lot of problems with different, lifting or your product chipping away, or you're having those issues, because if you guys have been following me for a while, you already know that I've experienced a greenie and one of my clients experienced greenies. So this made me investigate a little bit more. This made me really get deep down into my study a little bit more and find out what I can do to prevent that from happening again. So I really like that bit. I purchased that bit. And if I have a link to some of these bits that I purchased, because I have purchased some of these bits here recently, I will drop those links down in the description box for you guys. Alright, so now I'm showing you guys carbide bits. So carbide bits are made of carbide metal and come in different shapes, sizes, and grits. The surface of a bit has grooves, which are called flutes. So that bit that you see me pointing at, that little short one, that's a carbide bit. And on that bit, you can see what is called flutes, okay? Which shaves the surface of the product as they file, which reduces dust. The wider the space between flutes, the coarser the bit. And the closer the flutes, the finer the bit. Carbides sometimes have coatings applied to enhance filing and or cross cut so that they can be used in a back and forth filing motion rather than just in one direction. Specialty carbide bits can be used to remove gel polish from enhancement products as well as to prep product for maintenance services. Now, you heard that last part, prep product. So carbide bits, guys, should never be used on the natural nail. They are not made for the natural nail. They are not equipped for the natural nail. I don't care what the grit is. Carbide bits are strictly and should be only used on an enhancement. So meaning gel enhancement, acrylic, if it's an acrylic overlay, a gel overlay, a gel enhancement with tips, or acrylic enhancement, polygel, dip powder. These are dip powder. I wouldn't even want to use nothing more than a finer carbide bit on, because dip powder is so fine already. But when it hardens up like acrylic, guys. So when you going in to do your service, which is like a maintenance on the nails, which is called your infill or rebalance or redesign, whatever you call it, fill in. This is when you want to pull out your carbide bit. And this one here is a barrel carbide bit. It's not a safety bit. As you could tell, you'll know your safety bit from your safety bit that's not a safety bit. All right, so your safety bit's gonna always have a like rounded edge. Like here, this is a safety bit. It has a rounded edge. Your bits that's not safety and more for the advanced learner, it does not have that rounded edge. So those bits will cut your client or cut you if you're not careful. And if you don't know how to use your drill bits, please, 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 Google it, research, or do some research on YouTube, or find a nail technician and ask the hard questions, or the easy questions, or whatever questions you want to call it. But ask the questions before just going off willy-nilly and doing anything. Because I'm going to tell you guys, before I went to school, I had no clue about what bits was used for. And I had bought a drill. I bought the wrong drill. This is how it's so important to be educated before going into using, just going off the dome and deciding, hey, I want to do this, so I'm going to go buy all of this, right? I ended up buying a drill that was not used for nails. It actually was used for crafting. I never used that drill because I was always afraid of the drill. So I would hand file. Then I went to school. I had purchased a Melody Susie, my first Melody Susie drill. The one that I can't remember which series it was and what drill it was, but it's the first one I purchased off of Amazon. And you stick the handpiece down inside. It sits down inside, and if you know, you know. And I think I purchased a e-file, which was by Miss Sweets. Anyway, that e-file ended up giving it away. But anywho, I didn't know. I didn't know that I was not supposed to use the drill that I had purchased, which I never used it. But come to find out, when I got to school, I found out the difference between what drills are drills used for nails and what drills are drills used for crafting. And I had purchased a crafting drill. So just so you know, please be a more careful and more aware when you're just going into this. Do more. Out here now on YouTube, you have so many amazing content creators. Some nail techs, some nail enthusiasts, but they all are very knowledgeable in what they're doing. So you should not go wrong. Just do some Googling, do some research, go on YouTube, put in something in that keyword, and find you someone who's going to explain these differences to you. Alright guys, so I was showing you some of my silicone bits. Now the silicone bit, everybody loves the silicone bit because the silicone bit feels a bit like a pencil eraser, with grits ranging from coarse to fine. Silicone bits should just lightly skim the surface of the nail to remove excess non-living cuticle or to shine natural nails and artificial nails. Medium grit is best used on a natural nail. So with the silicone bits, you can use those on the natural nail, but you want to stay within a medium or fine. Okay, you don't want to use any type of coarse drill bits on your natural nail. Okay, of any kind. So I like the silicone bit. I do. They are very nice to work with. This one here, I used to say to myself, why do they put this in here? Till I find out what it was actually for. So these are natural natural, I think it's camus, cotton, or goat hair bits. These bits can be used to apply buffing cream and to buff natural nails and enhancements product to a high gloss finish. Camos are available in natural or synthetic or leather. Goat hair bits are great for removing dust or chrome powders from the skin around the nail after gel sealers are applied and cured. And that bit there was a goat hair bit. This one here is a cotton. So this cotton bit here is great for buffing the surface of the nail, either for your mani or pedicure, and giving it a nice shine. If you put your cuticle on it, cuticle on it or whatever oils and buff the nail. It'll bring a nice beautiful shine to it, smooth surface. And that bit there, the goat hair bit, that bit is good for removing the dust. So whenever you're going around the cuticle and you don't have your handy dandy brush available, because guys, remember, when you are in servicing people, you can't use those little frilly, dusty, cute little brushes. You have to either use a brush that can be clean, disinfected, and sanitized. So this tool, that tool that I was showing you there, that little blue dusty look like a little duster, that is great for you to have in service when you are dealing with a client. Okay, if you do your own nails, you don't do nobody else's nails, then having those little dusty brushes is fine. But when you are a nail technician or any person who take other people, you should never use those little dusty brushes on every client, because those brushes cannot be sanitized properly, and you definitely don't want to transfer anything from client to client or from yourself to clients or clients to yourself. Okay, all right, so these here I'm showing you now are called tapered barrel bits. So these tapered barrel bits are great for getting really into that cuticle area and sidewalls. These 5-in-1 bits are the best. You can do everything with it. You can get in the cuticles. You can do filing. You can do shaping. You can do removal. You can do all of that. So the tapered barrel bits, this shorter cone-shaped fine bit is designed with a flat top. It can be used to shape the top surface of a nail enhancement on small nails at a flat angle and at the cuticle and sidewalls, the area on the sides of the nail. It also serves to gently prep the cuticle area product for a fill. Okay, so I like those 5-in-1s are my favorite bits to go to. The tapered barrel bits or tapered bits are my favorite bits because I'm able to do everything that I need to do. Sometimes I don't even need to touch. Just to be honest with you guys, I have a lot of drill bits. This is just a touch of them. I didn't bring out everything I have, but half the time I don't even use all of these bits. But it's never a problem to have enough bits and enough of the same kind of bits, because your bits do get old, and when you start feeling like a heat spike with your bit, that means it's time to change that bit out. That means that that bit has ran its course, and you definitely don't want heat spikes. You try your best not to get heat spikes, and heat spikes can come in different ways. Now, heat spikes can come when you keeping that drill bit in one place, and also not moving that e-file around on the natural nail or an enhancement. And also, if your bit has dulled out, it can cause heat spikes. So keep that in mind as well, guys. So you want to have, if you have a favorite bit, grab 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Depends on, what type of business you in. If you're dealing with clients like I deal with clients, I like to have 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 of the same bit, because I need to have that available just in case my client starts saying, I'm starting to feel a little bit of a heat spike. You got to get that off of me, right? So, you want to be mindful to have enough bits around. All right, so now we're going to talk about a few more bits before we get close to the end of the video. Now, I don't have that exact French fill bit, but guys, French fill bits are bits that was designed to use sideways to carve a V into the smile line area during a pink and white backfill procedure. Made in diamond style only, these bits come in several sizes. I've never had one of those. I've never even tried to get one of those. And even though I'm looking here in some of my other cases, I don't have one. So I've never had one of those, so I can't show you what one of those look like. But I know back in the day on the scene when everybody got the pink and whites, And now everybody just create the smile line with the acrylic, and then they use the hand file. They let it dry, and they use the hand file to go around it and crisping up the shape. Well, back in the day, they used to create, the V French by using that bit to cut out the acrylic. So if they did the full nail in that pink, and they know they have to put the white in, instead of wasting time and going in with those blades, they use that drill piece, which you still, if you can find it, you still can use it. So you can do things in a lot of ways. It's not something like it just go away. These are just talking about what these different bits are used for. So please don't let me throw y'all off by saying back in the day, okay? Alright, so there are two more bits I definitely want to talk to you guys about. Now this here is the natural nail disc. Now these discs, this is not the natural one. This one is actually a diamond natural nail disc. Now these can be used to clean up your free edge, but a lot of the ladies use them to get a crisp shape. So the natural nail disc has a diamond surface that is used flat on the tip of the nail to shorten and shape the free edge. The outer edge is made of metal or plastic and acts as a safety edge when you file. So you definitely don't want to put this on top of the nail, because you will damage your natural nails. You will put chips into your enhancement. But that disc is used just to clean up your free edge and straighten up your sidewalls. And please know how to use it before using it. Please be very, very careful when using it, okay? Alright, so I want to talk to y'all about these prepper bits, which I showed y'all a few of them in the beginning. Prepper bits, or diamond prepper bits, are similar to tapered barrel bits, but slightly smaller. A prepper bit comes in various grits. It is recommended that you use a fine grit on a natural nail to prep at the cuticle area for nail enhancement work. And that's not a prepper bit, guys. That one actually have, what I'm showing you there is, this one is a diamond bit, and it's used for my pedicure area. And I can use this to help, lighten the callus on the bottom of the feet or around that side of that big toe. But this bit here is another bit that can be used on the natural nail. But a taper, the prepper bits, guys, is the one I wish I would have remembered that's what that was called. But it's that long bit, the one I showed you in the beginning. It's the long bit that have that shape. It's got a diamond. It's a diamond bit. Well, that is called a prepper, diamond prepper bit. So that is what that's used for. Okay. And that right there. That one there, guys. Alright, so these are prepper bits, and they can be used on the natural nail or on the enhancement work, okay, for cleaning up the cuticle area. So most of your bits, that you're going to always have a lot of bits that you need for cuticle work, okay. This one here is the most known bit to man, and that's your mandrel bit. Now, mandrels are metal or rubber bits that are inserted into a handpiece. Sanding and arbor bands are slipped over the mandrel. Sanding and arbor bands, these are one use only paper bits that slip onto a mandrel. These bits are made of abrasive paper, just like hand files, and cannot be disinfected. Sanding bands generally are used for shortening. So guys, now we have all different type of sanding bands, right? We have 100, 180, 80, we have 240, we have 120. We have all kinds of different sanding bands, but please keep in mind, you don't want to use anything lower than a 180 on the natural nail. You should only use a 180 or higher on the natural nail. Now, before we're getting ready to come to an end, I just want to run this by you guys. Yellow is extra fine. Red is fine. Blue is medium. Green is coarse. Black is extra coarse. Orange is extra, extra coarse. And purple is extra, extra, extra coarse. Alright, guys, so I hope you learned something today in today's video. Guys, we will see each other on the next video. Make sure you have your notifications on so you'll be notified when I upload another video. Until the next time, you already know what time it is.